he shot, what I really love about that scene is just pure cinema.
Yeah.
You know, you can only do that in film.
Yeah.
What you did there, and it's so. It seemed meticulously constructed, the shots and the zooms and the camera movements. Talk about constructing that last set piece.
I mean, yeah, that to me is like, I mean, you know, I enjoy writing and I enjoy a lot of components of the filmmaking process, but to me, it's, you know, the heart and soul of it is when you get to do, you know, quote unquote pure cinema. That to me is like, every movie is like should try to be an excuse to do that. You know, you try to tell a story that allows you to do that. The same way that, you know, this is going to be a very kind of highfalutin comparison. I don't mean to compare myself to this at all, but like, you know, I think a lot of times movies are too kind of, we're too narrative focused, I think, in a weird way on when it comes to movies. And if you go see an opera, if you go see Don Giovanni or something, if you're sitting there kind of, you know, really thinking about, spending all your time thinking about the plot points, I think you're missing literally the music, and which is the point. And I think in film, film should operate as music in that sense, that there should be stuff where film just becomes film, and hopefully the story supports that. The story gives you, certainly I think the end of the movie wouldn't work without, it's just a music video without the kind of narrative apparatus. But to me, narrative is a means to an end. It's a means to kind of give you those sort of cathartic moments where it just becomes about image and sound, and it's just so fun to kind of put together. It's so fun to sort of, you know, just imagine how different shots could work placed against each other. It's a whole kind of part of my brain I love using. And I mean, the tough thing with this was conducting it. I had this kind of, you know, idealized vision of the scene in my mind, and I'd drawn it out, and it involved like thousands of, you know, shots, and I was just, you know, it was going to be great. And of course, then suddenly you're faced with the, you know, the realization that you have, you know, we had 3 days to do everything in Carnegie Hall. So when it comes to like the real kind of meat of the climax, we had, you know, 1 day for the song, 1 day for the solo, and you have like 6 hours total where you get audience members. So you can only do stuff and point in that direction for like 6 hours. So suddenly you have these like crazy limits that you have to suddenly start compromising to fit into. And you try to compromise without compromising the actual, you know, aesthetic that you were going for. So that became the big challenge. Was really getting outside of the realm of like my head and actually just executing. And the thing that makes me happy is that I do genuinely feel like we got what I wanted. You know, like that it's certainly it's different than the initial conception. It should be, but that. I don't feel that we actually ultimately had to compromise quality, that we actually sort of, and that's just a testament to the people I got to work with. I got to work with an amazing DP and an amazing editor, and they just killed it.